Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, in the self-imposed challenge, Fear of Walking, where we're on round 105 at the Dust League here. We have 5 decisions waiting for us. We just completed missiles, so presumably one of those will be what we do after the missiles.
Yes, sir.
Design, military research. What do I want after missiles? That's actually a good question. Not too worried about rocket engines. Could do electric engines for vehicles. That would be one way to potentially up the engine power on stuff. And the other example of an engine is the fusion engines. I think it might be plasma engines. Plasma engines. Oh no, that's the air version. Where's the military version? I'm thinking of. Oh, maybe I'm hallucinating anything that I'm thinking about. Isn't seeing it. But yeah, electric engine is definitely one way to increase the engine power. Yeah, remember there being another one besides high speed or speed electricity for the engines, but I'm not seeing it after I'm skimming. Might be because it's lit up in yellow and I could research it right now. Do elements turrets, but we're not going to bother. Not going to do extreme vehicles. Though maybe at some point we'll do extreme vehicles. Don't need mines. Okay, so I think... Oh, there is fusion engines, yeah. Requires nuclear power, okay. So yeah, I could do electrical engines and see how much that improves our engine power. That might allow us to have some slightly bigger vehicles. Electric engines, then. We're going merit, but we're not being given a merit option here. I tend to think that having democracy as it gets suppressed by merit. It's probably better of those two choices. There's actually an argument to not do commerce here. I'm nano territory, so I'm presumably adjacent to a nomad. That's not them. Oh, the rotors also play like nomads, where they give you... Rotors are subculture for nomads. That makes sense. I'm probably going to start a war with them, so I don't necessarily care about improving their relations. We'll say no. Saves the money. Again, we don't really care about that choice. Okay. We're going to sell a little bit of our earth metals to keep the treasury high. And the nomads there are dealt with. The other faction dealt with them. Should probably actually move the damage tank units closer to the road so they're more likely to get their resupply. And yeah, time to extend the road down here. Apparently not by very much, but we're working westward. We're going to go around the bottom, the low mountain side of the mountain here. Then we're going to hit the large mountain here. And pushing through that mountain might actually be a little bit of a difficulty. They'll be still pushing up the mountain. So we might not be able to get the nice free virgin territory over here, but we'll see. So that's the south and most of the southwest. Okay, moving northwest. We're almost done with clearing the pocket up here. Okay, that's going to be a little bit of splurge. Worst case scenario, we'll get the HQ attacked by the Marauders. Do you want to punch a road south through the mountains there? Probably. The walkers are obviously going to be the ones to lead the way. We need a road probably coming through here, so as expensive as it's going to be pushing it through mountains and volcanoes. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so at this point we should actually probably own the hex there, yeah. Go ahead and improve the existing road. Okay, it's the troop movements in most places. Yeah, I think that's all of them troop movement. So I suppose one thing I should account for is how is our traffic signals. Probably don't need to worry too much about up here, but we'll check. Yeah, we are going to get to the point where if we needed to go much farther, I'd have to put another city in over there, but we don't need to go much farther. Same thing over here. We are at the point where we're going to have to put one in. As you can see, no supply there. So that is the 200 point, which means really this guy's just not going to get supply this turn, so that's a little bit of a problem. About there isn't too bad. Yeah, about there isn't too bad. So think about there.
Roger that.
Truck station,
Roger that.
railhead. I'm not as desperate for metal, so we're gonna hold off on setting that metal mine up. But that's maybe something we'll do here at some point. Is more metal mining, more water mining. And we're probably have to do something similar over here. Yeah. We'll hold off one turn on over here. We're not as bad over... Not as bad over here. 150 out of 100 is not as bad as 200 out of 100. But that basically means we only get like 5 more hexes east here, and we're going to run out of supply over here as well. And then where to dump the colonists this turn? Because obviously can't go to the new colony because the new colony isn't set up yet. Cokedale, sure.
Affirmative.
Was our smallest city? Now it isn't anymore. Yeah, probably pull the tanks back when the rest pushes forward down here in the southwest, until the tanks at least get resupplied. And honestly, as the front gets smaller, we might pull the tanks out entirely, because they're not going to be useful in the mountains, and the walkers will be, so the walkers will become more and more important in the southwest here. Setting up a farm? Yeah, okay. Well, that'll give us more food, that's good to see. Org-wise, Eco's going along reasonably well. Mechanized siege infantry is nice, still got a way to go. We just finished the missiles. Queued something else new up. We'll go like 2 more turns in the personal armor before we move over to like small arms. And the turbojets are not done yet. We'll probably look into developing some planes when the turbojets are done. Everything's busy at speed. I'm not going to go quite so splurge and go up to Truck Station 3 here. I think we need action points more than we need throughput out in the boonies out here. In the meantime, I think it's probably time we go and raise another brigade. This is going to be an attacking one, so I'm probably going to do mechanized. What's stopping me from affording this? Is it just logistics? Is just logistics. From dumping the whole thing there. So what we'll do is we'll just raise it on the capital, and as logistics allows, we'll move it over. Yep, that's actually almost about perfect. And then, yeah, victory review. Population's rising, again, probably due to the effect of the killing facilities. So we're inching definitely towards victory. It's mostly unclaimed planet we got going for us, or going against us in the moment. Money looks fine. I do have a bunch of political power. We could probably do some stuff with the political power. Could do some spying. We'll hold off on the spying. Oh, I should play the militia product. We haven't got it down yet. You're maxed. You're maxed. You're not maxed.
Copy that.
Okay, and then we'll do attract free folk.
Copy that.
2,000 more free folk.
Copy that.
3,000 more. So we got a total of 5,000 more free folk in the capital here. Trying to grow it quickly, because more people is better people. And if we get up to 50, if we get to 550,000, we can get up to the final level in here. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and cycle the turn. Okay, seeing a little emotion from the majors. But to be fair, all the majors that are actually interested in war are technically at war with each other, so they're keeping themselves busy while we're running amok along the rest of the planet here. Okay, it looks like we're about to be done in the northwest. Our guys stand firm. Yeah, 750 killed for the end turn, round 106. We have 5 decisions awaiting us. Those were the nomads. Well, those were the rotors just told no to on the last turn. Dome breach isn't good. And one of the arachnid groups leveled up again. There's our missile launchers. What was that again? Missile launcher, jetpacks. Okay, not super interested in jetpacks. They serve their purposes, but this is not the sort of planet where they serve their purposes.
Yes, sir.
We might literally just not do foreign affairs this game. Missile launcher, big missiles. You're also a missile launcher, so light polymer armor? And we'll spurge. These are probably not going to move very much, so giving them big engine is the situations where they're going to want to move. We want them to move fast. Technician roll. If I give full support, they get plus 50, so it's definitely a situation where I want to give the full support. Failure, but had I not given full support, this would have been a critical failure, so worth doing. Commander to the 8th mechanized. There you go. And I'm going to make a new colony, so let's grab 2 juniors. We have a little bit of a choice for who becomes the colony leader. And it's here. Yeah, completed. So, new zone.
Roger that.
And even one more, I'm going to give that metal hex as well. So that's the zone. You'll get the 3,000 colonists for the turn.
Roger that.
Provide them more workers. And then let's figure out where we want the next colonist or colony over here. Traffic signs. Like there. Yeah. I think there's going to be where we go.
Yes, sir.
Truck station.
Yes,
Railhead.
Sir.
Rail. To there. Okay. Trucks get pushed down south like so. Same with the truck. Yeah, the tanks will still be a little bit useful in this terrain. So push the non-damaged ones down. Damaged ones will roll back up the line instead. Okay, it needs to say the road needs to be extended. The road and the logistics must always continue to expand until you win the game. It's kind of how it tends to be. We'll probably want the next batch is going to actually probably be walkers. We want like 1, 2, 3, 4 walkers. Cover the hilly mountain area between here and here. Here we'll probably do like 1 unit of motorized and maybe a unit of tanks just to break the pocket up a little bit. So, we can start to shrink that pocket right away.
Do it now! Mission accomplished.
There we go. A little bit of shrinkage. We'll see if we get rid of it. Well, either they'll get rid of it next turn, or over the intern, or I'll get rid of it next turn. That's, I think, how we'll do with that pocket. Wait, as soon as they've freed up, they're going to come east to help deal with the arachnids. We are officially touching. We are touching the arachnids. And the arachnids are tolerating that for now, but don't know how long that's going to last.
Going in. All clear, sir.
Get not enough action points to get rid of them. He might literally be more efficient to go around than through the desert, but we're gonna send some through, send some around. We are officially at war with these guys. Yeah. So I should probably clear the guy we have in the pocket.
Going in. Mission successful. Move it now.
Got our independent walkers here showing off their raw devastating potential. Okay, took over that territory. Well, the HQ tried to take this bit over here. There's probably no one in that bit, so it should just be a simple process of walking in and taking it. Okay. I think that's going well. Yeah, I think that's going well. Don't have any surplus political power, and then what I spent preparing the leaders for next turn. So I think we're good to go. I could... In fact, I think I will. Let's go ahead and start raising independent walkers to cover the gap. Okay, that should be enough to cover the gap. And then, yeah, next we'll probably be another brigade in here. And then we'll probably want some tanks to help crush the gap in here. And then we'll probably run the line up all the way up to here. And then we might do a little more of a thin picket for the north up here. Because everything north of here is just desert, and we're not really too worried about losing the desert if they go on the attack in the desert. Whereas we kind of care from here to about here is the kind of the line we care about. Even the stuff in the west here, we're kind of, yeah, we don't want it to fall, but we don't need to necessarily prioritize getting guys to defend that. Yeah. 35 and rising. Bunch of stuff completed. The airbase is going to want to get an expand, so we'll queue up another expand for the airbase. Supply base doesn't get upgraded. Rail station. I could increase the rail station. This point, I'm not going to expand the rail station because I think it's going to be more final mile delivery issues if I really having issues with delivery. Railhead for that expand. Truck station. Truck station. Truck station. Okay. Kind of says we can come in here and we can see what the action points is on the rail, for example. Rail goes up to 110. Apparently we're actually running short on rail. Surprised. have assumed the most direct path to the rail there was faster than that, but apparently not. Okay, so we may be contemplating building some more rail points. Or, well, rail points, but not so much expanding the existing one, but building new rail stations in general. Because yeah, 110 is past the optimal place for the next one. And it's around about there. So the fact the rail line's going to go down and up and down around here is what's saturating there. Right, so we're 32 out of 100 there. 92 out of 100 there, yeah. What's the rail like here? Coming from the northwest, probably actually about ideal there. So you might end up the railhead, the rail station. Both sides of the lava lake? Okay, that makes sense. And then it's probably pretty... yeah, getting pretty horrid up there. Where in the gap I'd put it is maybe a good question. Could potentially put it on that supply base. That's why the gap here is so big. It's because the supply base is actually extending the range. And this is probably pretty good, yeah. So we can get one more truck station down there. We need the railhead. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do the splurge, the turn after next on the rails. Put it in here. But what I want is I want one roll of the colonists to drop there for that. So I want to finish this into a zone. Then we'll start with the railhead and drop the colonists here to provide the workers for the rail, or the keep saying railhead. Rail station, not railhead. That's what the railhead is. We've already got a railhead. Well, apparently there we don't have a railhead, but well, where I'm planning on building, we do have a railhead. Yeah. Everything else appears to be going up, so everything else is stable. Funds, I want to be saying around about 5,000 because we tend to burn through 1,000 a turn. So that's the amount that I want. Oh, I'm forgetting about the walkers here. I should double project some infrastructure for these guys as they walk along the mountain here until we run out of mountain to claim. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna get away with this turn. So let's roll the turn. Okay. Attack the non-lined up there. Not sure if they won. We'll get a better idea when it's our turn again. We defeated a bunch of them. That was good. Killed 6 infantry over the intern. We got 6 decisions for Dessa League on round 107. I think that is the arachnids declaring on us. Here's industrial realization, so we'll get even more industrial yield. What to do here? Let's do mining robotization.
Copy
Get the
that.
robotization tech sold in. Waste disposal. Yes, you have my full support to minimize the effect. Got a success. Appoint governor. Camp 3 or Camp 3. Okay. We'll give you the best governor.
Affirmative.
We're about to have another zone, so that'll be fine. We'll put the
Yes,
other
sir.
job. Resettlement. We do like merit.
Yes, sir.
Don't necessarily like reducing government, but we like merit. So as in hindsight, we had a demand to get the government up. Whoops. But I actually like merit better than government. That's why we favored the merit choice there. Yeah, I'm apparently out of supply again. Okay, so we need to pull back to the green. Can't continue expanding down there until we get another colony going. Another truck station colony going. Well, I don't technically need to colonize. I suppose I could, just leave it under the command of the main SHQ. But that has, administrative strain issues associated with it, which I'd like to avoid. Especially seeing as the capital is, like, all our industries, so if I get administrative strain on the capital, we'll have issues. Issues that I would like not to have. You finished? Yeah. So then... Oh, that was not the button I wanted. New zone.
Roger that.
Okay. You'll get the colonist wave.
Roger that.
And apparently I need another base down in the southwest. Question's figuring where it goes. It looks like right about there.
Yes, sir.
So truck station,
Yes, sir.
railhead, and rail. We're gonna need another. We'll roll a talent.
Roger that.
Talent's a little bit expensive. We'll grab a talent. Can I afford a talent and a junior? No. You know, I actually have enough fate points.
Roger
We'll
that.
take the money instead of having to sell stuff for the turn. Okay, those troops moved, so that's south. It did manage to take out that one hex, so that means until we declare one of these guys, that border is secure. So back down the road these guys come. Okay. And yeah, the Arachnids did declare on us.
Going in. All clear, sir.
And then, of course, the road must continue to expand to get to where we need it to go.
Going in.
See if we can get those roads to surrender. And the answer is yes.
Mission successful.
I'm having supply issues over here, but that should get fixed by this in 2 turns. So we're not going to panic too much about that. I do want to push... so that's what's going on, is we don't actually have logistics over here, we don't have the action points. So we don't actually have any supply on the far side of the lava river. As much as I'd like to control that lava river, that's probably not going to happen this turn. In appreciable context. So that's going to be our moves there. Moves there, okay. So we're definitely moving far, moving fast. A lot of different places. Push north, push south. That's you, so we should get more supply distance next turn. Let's not stress the supply line too much. The Erectans may come to us, which would also work out in our favor. Okay. Moving, they're moving. Okay. Okay. These want to get in position. I think so. Okay. I don't have the political power. Well, I have the political power to deliver, or to make the regiment, or to make the brigade. But I don't have enough to give the leaders to them, so I'm not going to bother yet. We're not in a rush to get that deployed. I'd rather have a leader than to rush to getting it done. Then we've got you being built. You should be done next turn. Any other delays in the construction? No. So those are the 2 expands. There's the truck getting done. The airbase is proceeding at speed. New constructions. Okay. And honestly, at this point, we should be probably making a bunch of money off of oil cells going forward, because I think the industry robotization we just completed affects the biofuel deep core. Either way, apparently we're up to 826% coming out of the deep core. Yeah. It's making 23,000 fuel. Turn. And even here, okay, we don't have as many modifiers kicking in here. It's only 54, but still, that's 6,000 fuel a turn. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Thinking-wise, we're up to 41% of the population, so yeah, those cleaning facilities are definitely doing work. If the population keeps growing at the rate it does, we may actually win without starting a war with a major. Or we'll be so close and we'll be like, just have to take like the city. We'll see. Do definitely want to get those arachnids down before we start the final war. So with that, let's cycle the turn. Last part was a little bit on the long side. This one's probably going to be a little on the short side, but I'm going to go ahead and put the part break in at the end of this end turn. So we're going to watch the majors play out their turn. And then I go ahead and give you the ending here. The part ending here, and then we'll have a short break before moving on to the next part. So again, Southeast is not alarming. Like, I'd be worried if they had enough guys that they could just make a front line. Their front line is still a little holy, which feels good to me, because that means if we had to do something with mechanized units, we could probably do something with mechanized units. We're a little bit exposed, so if we were edging towards being in a state of war, it would be a little bit of an immediate issue, but I definitely feel like I'm in a situation where if we needed to put a bunch of troops down there to start a war with them, we could start and win a war with them. And then those are the guys we're thinking about fighting. They're, again, same sort of status, right? Where I think we're in a position where we could probably deal with what we need to do. And we'll pick up next time at the beginning of round 108 in the Odessa League, where we will have 4 decisions. So if you're watching YouTube, that will be the part of tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and take a short break to finish off my tea and stretch my legs, make a new cup of tea. So this will be a slightly longer break. This is basically the midstream break, but we'll be right back with recording more as soon as that cup of tea is made. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.